Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to our final session. Just making sure that we are live, and I'll be sharing with the group. So give me just a couple seconds. Okay. Hello, hello. Okay, sharing to the group. So let's see. Thank you, Nicolette, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We have a rainy day here in Florida today.
Yes, it's kind of nice though. It's going to be a
Yeah,
little cooler this weekend, so finally Florida will get to see like one day of fall-ish weather.
yes, I'm looking forward to that personally. That I knew today was going to be a little bit rainy, and then in my neighborhood, there's like the little dumpster, and then you go ahead and so I have to like physically walk out, and I was like, I know it's raining today. I'm not doing any of that today. So cool. Let's see. I'm gonna do one more quick check, and then we can get started. Okay. Yep, we're good. Just making sure everything is live. So thank you, Nicolette, so much for joining. Oops, for joining me
Thank
today.
you for having me.
So
Excited.
please give us just a little intro of who you are and how you help entrepreneurs with their marketing.
So I am Nicolette Reynolds. I have, been in the hospitality industry for, 15 years, and then I kind of went into the entrepreneur thing. And, I've learned a lot about customers over the years, from experience, from mistakes I've made, from, the wins that I've had, all the things. And so what I feel like is customers are so important. Without customers, we don't have our business. We
Mhm.
don't, we don't, we're not successful without customers. And so I think I've become passionate about uh, crafting a customer experience and creating a customer experience that not only helps with the one-time customers and making them happy, but creates loyal customers, which then creates referrals because happy customers go out and tell their friends. I mean, that's what we do anyways for free. I mean, when we see a good movie or when we have been to a brand new restaurant that we thought was amazing, we go and we tell everybody about it. And so, that's just natural. And so to be
Right.
able to create a customer experience like that, I think is so important, and it can make our businesses so much more um, better,
Yes.
more
Yes.
better. That was
Yeah.
really that was grammatically correct.
No, that's good. And for the purpose of today's conversation, kind of like wanted to walk through what a client journey does look like. So I like to use Rachel Cook's kind of strategy or journey, and that begins with attracting the clients to us. That's pretty much making them aware that we exist, that our business exists, engaging with them, nurturing them, inviting them to actually do business with us, and then delighting them, which separates us from big box stores and any other type of store, and even separates us from other travel advisors who are doing what we're doing in our businesses as well.
Yes, and that is, I mean, I love that. I mean, I remember when you told me that, I was like, that is the perfect, example of what a customer, kind of the journey of what a customer looks like in,
Mhm.
in a company. But it is important to set ourselves apart from everyone else. It's that, experience that leaves the customer wanting to come back to you and
Yep.
wanting more, and making them feel special, that they're not just a sale. I mean, I think that is even more important, is just so that they don't feel like you just, you know, took their money and now you're ready to go. And
Exactly, exactly. And for the purpose of what we're talking about today, it's really creating that customer journey, but using a tool that utilizes direct mail, which not a lot of people talk about. So I know you have a little bit of stats of the benefits of using direct mail. So let's go ahead and do that foundation and then start relating it how direct mail and utilizing this program fits in with that client journey.
So it's funny because when you hear direct mail, you probably think like 1980s mailing your Avon catalog kind of thing. And so we're not talking about 1980s direct mail. We're talking about 2021 direct mail and 2022 and on. And basically, some stats. One stat that will absolutely surprise you is that direct mail outperforms all digital channels by 600%. That stat blew my mind, but that is a real stat about direct mail. But also, and not to discard email, because we need all the things. We need email, we need social media, we need all of the things. So direct mail is kind of like that component that kind of creates that beautiful circle of marketing life is what it is. And so being able to take, or really first, another stat with email is direct mail gets opened about 80 to 90% of the time. And email gets opened around 20 to 30% of the time. Mm-hmm. And so what's happening is everybody, especially, over the last year, we all went digital, right? Everything went digital because of the time with, the COVID and everybody being at home. And so people's emails, the inboxes are so full. And mine too. And so what's happening is that overwhelm, your email sometimes will get missed or overlooked or deleted because there's just so many that you just, you don't read it in. But your mailbox, you're only competing with maybe 2 or 3 other people to see, that piece of mail in your mailbox. So the stats show a couple other stats to just give you an idea. 46% of shoppers are now more interested in like promotions, and they're reading that marketing material that arrives in their mailbox. And 70% of consumers prefer traditional mail as opposed to cold, unsolicited offers. And then also, 86% of consumers say they use the coupons and stuff that they receive in the mail, or they use the material that they see in the mail that they go back onto a digital channel, whether it's a website or something, to purchase something. So they're actually taking the mail and taking action. And that's what we want. When we send an email, we want them to read that email and take some sort of action. Or when they see a social media post, we want them to take some sort of action, whether it's engagement, whether it's a sale. And so this is kind of the same thing.
Right. And I was going to say, like, there's so many, especially we're gearing up for Black Friday and going on social media. I've been doing the constant scrolling, so I haven't really stopped to look at any ads, but some direct mail pieces have come to me and I have like started looking at those pieces, like from Kohl's or Target or whoever, whatever store. And so I am more apt now, even to, I think we've just become so numb sometimes to what we see on digital channels and just numb scrolling around, that getting that piece in the mail is kind of like, oh, okay. It gives you like a pause.
Yes, absolutely.
So going back to the client journey. So as we're crafting and utilizing direct mail, crafting this memorable experience, the first feature, I guess, so the tool that we're going to be kind of highlighting today is something called Mailbox Power. It's a tool that I've been using for probably a year now. And I'm going to tell you some of the reasons that I use it, but we're going to sprinkle that into the client journey and how that fits with my client journey personally. So the first thing I think about when utilizing Mailbox Power is that there are mailing lists that I don't, and nobody has really access to unless you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars. And when we're talking about attract, utilizing those mailing lists can help attract new people who don't know about our businesses. So can you go a little bit into how we can utilize those mailing lists?
So Mailbox Power, which is kind of like an automated relationship platform, is kind of the best way to describe it. And it also makes direct mail more affordable, because what happens is, when you think about mailing out all these things to your customers, and you think about how many customers you have or potential customers you have, it can get expensive. And so that's kind of what Mailbox Power has done, is made it super affordable, probably the most affordable, because I try to keep up with the competition. And actually, I think this is probably the most affordable option for businesses to be able to use direct mail in their marketing. But having a mailing list, it's kind of like Facebook ads, but for the mailbox is the best way to describe it. And like Rita says, it can be super expensive. Like, for example, a real estate agent would probably pay $250 to $300 for a small list of houses on a competitor site. But with Mailbox Power, you can get them as little as $9 for an incredible list that is accurate. That's the other thing, having an accurate list of up-to-date addresses. So that is very important. But it allows you to also, the beauty of it, it allows you to drill down to specific interests. So when, like, for example, Facebook ads, you're able to target a specific interest or hobby or profession or anything like that. And so this allows you to do the same thing. They have that information. So if you want to target people who like to travel, or target people who are homeowners or renters or whatever that is, you can do that in a specific zip code or a state or the entire United States, and have that directly into your address book, and to be able to love on them with information about your business, but you're targeting someone that wants to hear about your business and what you have to offer.
Yeah, because that's kind of what brings it into the next stage, which is engage. Because once you've got their attention, you want to make sure that you keep their attention. And I guess this would be very equivalent to like the email marketing funnels that many of us have heard about and are utilizing for our businesses. But once we send out that mailer, that postcard with some information, like plan your next dream vacation for 2022, or you've been cooped up enough, like it's time to get out in the world and traveling now, how are you going to keep them engaged? And the thing that I always go to, or that I've been thinking about a lot, is the QR codes, which is something that I thought was very annoying in the past, but I think like now in our digital world, like I was attending an industry conference and they use QR codes for us to do our surveys after each workshop session. And I thought that was so brilliant, a brilliant use of QR codes, because I can give my immediate feedback right then instead of having to wait. So when we're thinking of QR codes on a direct mail or a postcard that's gotten somebody's attention, how can we put the QR code on there? And where should we be directing the QR code to?
Well, the QR code is brilliant. And I know it kind of went away a little bit. It's kind of like the forgotten thing. But, when COVID happened last year, restaurants, when they came back, instead of having the paper menus and the menus that you can hold in your hand, many restaurants turned to QR codes where you scan it with your phone and you can upload the menu. So QR codes now become even more, people become even more aware of what a QR code is and what it can do. And it can take you right to wherever you want it to take it, wherever you want it to go. So what's beautiful about direct mail is you are able to drive traffic and drive people back to all your digital channels, whether you want them to go to your Instagram, whether you want them to go to your YouTube channel, or whether you want them to go to your website and make a purchase, whatever it is. So, being able to put a QR code on the back with, a call to action, or just some engagement. Maybe if you're just looking to create some conversation and engagement, on social media, to where, sometimes we have lots of followers and lots of people that, great numbers that look, wonderful when you pop onto somebody's Instagram, but how many people are really engaged? And that's what you want. You want, it's not so much about the number of followers you have, but the number of people that are truly engaged with what you're doing. And, the fact that you took the time because you can personalize it. The one thing is about Mailbox Power, it's all your branding. all your branding. Nobody else's brand is on there. Mailbox Power doesn't even have their logo or brand on there. So it looks very personal. Like you took the time to sit down and send them something special. And so for that, anytime somebody gets something in the mail that's personal, they take a little more attention to it, because I don't know the last time, Rita sent me an email. I didn't call her and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for that email. That was amazing. No, but when we get something in the mail, like a birthday card or something like that, it stays present in the top of our heads.
Right. And the other thing I was thinking with the QR code is that is a perfect place to link up if you have your free checklist or your free guide or your free template or whatever it be. You can link it up to whatever landing page you have with your email marketing program, and they get onto your email list that way.
Building your email list, absolutely. You're using direct mail to even build your email list, which that is your biggest asset, is these things, is because when Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok, and all of these things, YouTube, they're all amazing things, and they're free, and it's a must now. We have to use social media. However, you don't own that space. The only thing you own is your website and your email list and your direct mail list. Like, that's what you own. So for example, if your social media channels get completely wiped out, which has happened, I know many people have lost access for months, or they lose access to their Facebook ads account for some reason, and it's so hard. Their entire business revolves around that one social media channel. That's difficult, but you own your email list, you own your direct mail list, which is so important.
Right. Because moving on from there is the nurturing. And we talked a lot about nurturing in our former session at 12 Eastern earlier today, about how it's really a relationship. You're starting to build, you're nurturing that relationship. And one of the ways that I've used the systems with Mailbox Power is the monthly postcards. So I'm a cruise person. That is my specialty. Cruises are near and dear to my heart. So I have been utilizing monthly postcards to give people ideas of different cruises they may not have thought of. Like, I don't think Egypt really is the top of mind when people think about cruising, or even the Galapagos. So I have been using that to get people to start dreaming and doing something different. I have been jokingly saying, like, I hope that people every month that they get the postcard, they're collecting them like baseball cards, because I feel like putting out a bucket list destination that they haven't really thought of, they can start collecting them and be like, oh, like, this is something I have to plan for, because in the postcard, I list who the destination really is best for, top attractions or things that they should be doing. And then the new thing for me is, because I want to have a certain clientele, so I say balcony cabins start at X amount, to give them some sort of price point. I want to be transparent with them, but I also want them to know we're starting at balconies. We're not going to start at the other cabins. So what are some other ideas that travel advisors can use as their like monthly postcard campaign?
Yeah, I mean, just like what you said, as far as what kinds of cruises, also what kinds of vacations to take that season, making it seasonal, whether you do, these are the best destinations for this, this season. Also, what to pack if they're, and I know this is kind of different from the monthly postcards, but once you have that person taking that vacation with you, you can love on them with different things, like, this is what to pack, this is what to expect, and this is a great place to take an excursion or anything like that. But monthly postcards can be, even just like that bucket list, like that family or person bucket list of places that they might want to go. Sometimes people don't know where they want a vacation, and so if they get a postcard in the mail with a beautiful picture and a description of what they can do there, I mean, you never know, that person might be, booking that next vacation with that monthly postcard.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it could be like destination wedding of the month, or the honeymoon destination of the month. If you're a wedding planner, I'm thinking top US landmarks that you want to visit with your
Yeah.
family in 2022. It can be like top golf courses around the world that you want to visit if you specialize with golf travel.
And that's finding out that information about your customers. Like knowing your customers is the best thing you can do, because if you know what they love and have that on file, you can target that with a specific thing like golf course or, landmarks, like you said, or specific hikes. If they're like a hiker and they like
Yeah.
trails, you can target those areas. So knowing your customer is the best way to go, because, then you can use that mail, that way to get
Mm-hmm.
their interest of different things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like that really goes into the next stage of our client journey, which is actually invite them to book a vacation or to book a retreat or to book that bucket list, whatever it is, with you. And I think that's something that we overlook because we're so busy and focused on the marketing that it's like, okay, I actually have to ask them to work with me now. So when I think about that, I also go back to the QR codes, making sure that on whatever you have, there's a QR code to your calendar link so that they can get onto your schedule and you can start talking more in depth.
Yes. So taking action. I mean, if you're spending as a business, if you're spending the money to do something, if you're spending the money to advertise or anything, you want that return on your investment. So, being able to take them to that spot where they purchase with you is so important, to have that call of action with no matter what you do. Even, I think about that with everything. Like if I send an email, I think in my head, okay, what is the purpose of this email? What do I want the person on the other end to do or to know, or what's the purpose of this email? It's the same thing. What's the purpose of this postcard or this card? And inviting them is the most important part of the whole process, is getting them to where you want them to be, because then, you still continue to nurture them after that and love on them after that. And after that, you take them to the next step. But in order to have that person as a customer, you have to take them somewhere.
Yes, yes. And then we get to kind of like the final, but I think it's like the continuation. So it's the final stage, but it's kind of like you're rinsing and repeating with every client. But the final stage, I think, is probably everybody's favorite part. It's the delight, because you get to make people feel
Yes,
special.
absolutely. Oh, real quick, something before that I wanted to mention. QR codes too, taking them to a digital channel, also taking them, social media or anything like that. But if you do a lot of Zooms and online classes, or if you maybe are doing a Zoom where you're talking about a specific destination, maybe you want to, that's even an idea, is picking a destination a month and inviting all your customers to this Zoom to learn all about it, and just kind of do a really cool, short, because, people don't have a lot of time. Everybody's busy, but do kind of a short, really fun Zoom about a specific destination, using that QR code to drive people to register for a class or a Zoom or something online that you want them to go. But back to the delight
Well,
part.
kind of going on what you said, that's how I used when I came back from my European river cruise in the summer. I was hosting a Zoom session with clients. And one of the ways that I was using and building to attract is that I made a postcard, I created it in Canva, downloaded it, put it into my Mailbox Power, and added a QR code that had a link for them to, one, register for the Zoom session, and two, get into my Facebook group where I would be updating them about all sorts of things and travel that I would have. So I really love that you bring that up, because there's so many different ways to utilize it.
Yes.
And I remember asking, I was like, is this helpful? He's like, heck yeah, all I have to do was scan it and then sign up for it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, it makes it so much easier.
but yes, delight. The initial reason that I started like being interested in even working with something like Mailbox Power is because of birthday cards. I started sending birthday cards out last year, and I was finding that early this year, I was late. I was sending birthday cards out late. And what I really love about the system is that it automates. Once you put all the details in there, it's like your personal assistant every month. It will send out the birthday cards for you. So can you talk a little bit about all those little fun things? And advisors, this is your time. If you have any questions about crafting this journey, please go ahead, pop them into the comments.
So having a birthday club, I think, is one of the easiest ways to celebrate and appreciate your customer. It's on their special day. And also I like to think that having a birthday club, you don't necessarily need to make it about business, putting, salesy stuff in there. Cause I know I get a lot of birthday cards, from like the car dealership that I bought, the car from. And it's like, come in and trade out your car. But by the way, happy birthday. Yeah, it's great that they sent that out. But, we all know that doesn't feel warm and fuzzy to us. It's kind of like that just goes in the trash. And I hate to say that, but it does. And it's money in the trash. So I feel like when a company sends a genuine birthday card that just celebrates them, it doesn't have any business or salesy stuff on it. I think customers appreciate that. They feel like it's that one-on-one connection. You may have thousands and thousands of customers, but that customer feels like you're that, they're your number one customer. So a birthday club is easy because, and why Mailbox Power makes it so easy is you can literally set up the birthday club, put the card in there, and you can do different cards. Like if you have a female card and a male card, or if you have a specific group of people that you want to send, you can do that. But you set it up once and it runs all year. It's like you set it and forget it. It's done. You can set it to 7 days before their birthday. And basically 7 days before their birthday, it just automatically goes out to them. And then you'll receive probably a text or an email or a phone call, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the card." And you have to think a minute. Oh yeah, thank you for it on its own. So which is nice because time is so valuable as well. So we have to think of things that we can do to love on our customers, but also it doesn't take so much time out of our day.
Right. Yeah, because like right now I'm gearing up for holiday season, and it would probably take me a day between like buying the cards, buying the stamps, addressing everything, to like get them actually out. And every year the client list increases, or it should be increasing. So you have more of those to send out and more of those to handwrite. So I'm looking forward to designing a holiday card this year in Canva, popping it into my Mailbox Power, and having I call it my virtual assistant, having it send out all those cards. Because the other ways that I use it is thank you cards. So when somebody actually does book a trip with me, I have a thank you card that will automatically go out to them. Or I've used it as welcome home cards. I've used it for like bon voyage cards and the gifts. I mean, we're talking about cards, but there's also gifts. So I've created luggage tags for clients in here, but it goes so much more than luggage tags. I could create personalized tumblers, personalized mugs. They just had the cutting boards, which I think is really great for those of us who love food and wine. They even have the wine kit. So can you talk about some of the other like fun delights?
Yes. So, if you have different packages that you sell, or if you have, certain levels of purchasing, that people do with you, you can create like that different level of thank you, whether it is, they have engraved items where they can be personally engraved, like beautiful cheese boards. Like if somebody's taking a trip to wine country and you want to just give them wine glasses that are personalized, or a cheese board that's personalized, you can do that. So there's so many, and they add things every month. And so there's so many things to choose from, but you can create packages to where somebody gets something if they purchase something specific with you. But it's nice because it's all automated. And so it's, trips to the post office required. And a lot of promotional items, when you think about promotional items, you think of having to buy things in bulk that might have your logo on it, or things in bulk that you can give out to people. And so this is kind of another aspect of it is, if you just want to do one or two, you're getting that same affordable promotional item price, but without having to buy thousands or 10,000s of one thing. You can just choose one or two.
Right. I'm going to pop, because we just got the question, what is Mailbox Power? So I know we're almost at the end of our time. Can you just give a brief overview, Nicolette, on what Mailbox Power is? And then I'll pop my link into the comments too.
So Mailbox Power is a platform that can be used to automate your mail services. You can use it for both business and personal, because if you're using it for business, you may as well use it for personal use as well. So you can they have postcards, they have greeting cards, they have personalized gifts, they have generic gifts as well. So you're able to take and use Mailbox Power as a way to automate at the same time. So you're able to kind of set it and forget it and create these whether it's monthly postcards or create a campaign where it's a thank you for them purchasing with you or whatever that is. And you're able to automate it. It's super affordable. At some options, you're just paying the price of shipping to actually mail out postcards, which is, if you're using Vistaprint or something like that, it can get really expensive creating, you're paying for the design and then you're paying for the specific card type and all of this. This is basically, there's options where you're just paying shipping and the design and everything is free. So they make it super affordable, but it's a platform that you go online and you use to be able to, whether it's find new prospects and build yourself a mailing list, or whether you are appreciating your customers, sending a promotion, driving them back to your digital channels. Because if you're spinning your wheels and you've had some trouble, with email marketing, and if you've had some trouble with getting engagement on your social media, you can use this as a way to kind of tap in and get their attention. And once you have their attention in their mailbox, you will also grab their attention in their email inbox. You will also grab their attention on your social media. They will start to engage more. So it's a beautiful way for businesses to be able to do it affordably, but also personally. So it's not one of those, I like to think of it, it's not one of those, when you buy that box of generic holiday cards, and then you fill them all out, it's like this very generic thing. It's not, it's not that. It's very personalized, and it's just a way to build your business. And I think it's the missing component to marketing, I believe.
Yeah. Aaron has a question. Do the cards look like you have signed them, or are they obviously printed?
So there is an option where you can, on a white piece of paper, you take a pen and you do your signature and you upload it as a picture, and it looks just like you signed the card. And they also have many different fonts that you can use, so it looks more personalized. But yes, you can use your signature in the bottom of the card. Absolutely.
Yeah, let me go ahead.
And again, your branding is on all of it. So you put your email, your website, your logo if you want, or whatever it is. There's no other branding other than yours on the cards as well.
Mm-hmm. And so this is my affiliate link. You can find there's 3 different, membership statuses that you can have. The one I kind of go into the middle. The pro account is the one where you're going to be able to have the access to the mailing lists. I'm not sure if really, because there's the starter, then you have the pro, and then you have the executive level. If you have any questions about that, just let us know. Let me see, a question just came in. I got a thank you, Mimi. But yeah, this is something that I had been using, and it's just so helpful because it is my branding. There's so many things that come out there in the travel industry that is branded from the supplier. So it's very supplier forward, but this is really about me and the service. Like we were talking in the last session, we are advisors. And so this really shows my expertise and how I can help my clients out with what they're needing in terms of whatever vacation retreat it is that they're wanting. Let me see, we have getting a couple of thank yous. As we wrap this up, Nicolette, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
There is also something, and Rita will grab the link. There's something called the One Birthday Away Challenge. And so this is awesome because it's basically for $49, you get a master class that teaches you why a birthday club is important, and also literally step by step, but in super short videos. I don't know if you've ever taken an online course where it's super long and you're like, oh my goodness, this is really awesome. But like, it's just too much. So they do it in very short bites, which is nice. But it's $49. You get 50 free greeting cards, and you just pay the shipping. And then you also get guided on how to set up a birthday club, and all these other bonuses. And basically it's like $700 some worth of stuff that you get for $49. But it's a great way to use 1 month to like dip your toe into creating a birthday club and using the system. And you get all this other stuff. You get the 50 free cards with it as well. So it's a great, I think it's a great first way to start using the platform in your business and seeing how it would fit.
Yeah, and that's how I first started using the system, is the birthday cards, because I wanted to send that to kind of stay top of mind. Like, before I even started sending birthday cards, I have an attorney that I used for a car accident that I was in many, many years ago, and she still sends me birthday cards and Christmas cards. And of course, like, if ever I know anybody who's involved in an accident, I'm like, you need to call lawyer Linda.
That is such a good point, because I have a realtor, like when I bought my house, I have a realtor that every like holiday, like Mother's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, they send me a message, and I get a card, and it depends on the holiday. It's either a card or a message. And you remember that when you think of somebody that somebody asks, like, hey, do you know a realtor? Of course, the top of your mind. So it's also about getting, not just getting those loyal customers, but getting those referrals, and being the one that's being talked about the most. And that's so important, because there does come a point in your business where, most of your business can just run on referrals. I mean, that's the possibility of using something like this, is to really, up the word of mouth.
Yes.
Of your business. Yeah.
For sure. I'm going to pop in your link, Nicolette. Thank you so much for being here. Advisors, if you want to stay tuned to Nicolette and she has some amazing ideas. I've done 2 podcast interviews with her. So if you're in the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur Group, I will link them up, because she has some incredible ideas for marketing.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you. Advisors, that wraps. We are done. Prep for Wave Week is complete. So while we are complete with the trainings, make sure to rewatch whatever, because there's still work that needs to be done to make sure that you are ready for Wave Week. I will be working on some sort of checklist to bring out to you guys that will hopefully help. Like, okay, we talked about this in this session. I need to work on this. So I wanted to do that as a nice compliment to you guys. But thank you so incredibly much for being here, being on the sessions, engaging, being active. I look forward to the next event. Stay tuned. I will be sending out a survey, because I would love all your feedback as well. Study Hall, I will see you in just a few minutes on our private Zoom link. You guys have an amazing weekend. Turn the clocks back, because it's daylight savings time. And I will see you in the group and on socials. Bye.